us. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Welcome, folks, to Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez on a beautiful Monday afternoon here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Another 73 and sunny. Well, guys, I'm going to be joined today with Oklahoma Brian. We're going to have a great show. We're going to Nike has now joined the old sneaker gate, and we're going to talk about the 60 Minutes that was on yesterday on 60 Minutes, all the gambling and the certain issues with online and legal and illegal gambling. But to review the weekend, let me see. Friday, I went with Southern Utah. I had my fighter Espinosa won. We had, I went 3-0. I went 3-0 there. We had, Friday was a pure gambling show because all my guys were at the tournament, so I had to actually wing it by myself. So I decided to give a lot of gambling instructions, everything that I've actually learned in gambling. But we got a great show. One of the things that I wanted everybody to realize is, do you see how difficult it is when they say to pick this bracket? Now remember, all of these favorites won, these one seeds, they all went through, everybody went through, and still there are absolutely no perfect brackets left. That just goes to show you the difficulty of, picking a perfect bracket. Imagine I don't know how Duke got by. I mean, you talk about unbelievable luck. They're down by 3. Scores a basket. And to be down by 2, misses the free throw, they get it, then they get the tip in, so they're up by 1. And I don't know if you've seen that Central Florida ball just roll around the rim. It's a miracle that Duke got out of this. But all the one seeds, all the favorites went forward, and still no perfect brackets. It goes to show you the difficulty when they're telling you that they're going to give you $1 million or $1 billion or whatever it is to pick a perfect bracket. They're not giving absolutely nothing away. I think it has to be at least 3 or 4 times more difficult than to pick the Powerball. I believe. I think the Powerball is 175 million to 1, or the Mega Millions. This has got to be near $1 billion to 1. And you wouldn't think it was that much with favorites. Like not having to lay points with favorites. But it is, folks. It's a wild and wacky tournament. When we come back, I got Oklahoma Brian. I don't know if Florida Rick's going to join us, but we'll be back after this break.
Trade Pros. Ferguson is committed to making business with us the easiest part of your day. Ferguson.com is designed to help run your business from the office to the job site by making your day-to-day activities easier with 24/7 account access, unmatched online inventory, and on-the-go account management. And with our Pro Plus customer loyalty program, you can earn points with every online purchase, redeemable for merchandise, event tickets, trips, and more. Sign up today at Ferguson.com.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty is 21 days of amazing finds. It's 21 days to discover your new must-haves and can't live withouts. 21 days of daily beauty steals at 50% off, like the Anastasia Brow Wiz and the Tarte Toasted Eyeshadow Palette. Plus, hundreds of new releases from the hottest brands, aka 21 days of I want that one, and that one, and that one. Hurry in now through April 6th. What will you discover? Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Catch us on American Forces Network, iHeartRadio, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. That's Fifth Street Sports. FifthStreetSports.com is also our website, which we're upgrading and doing well. I should have Oklahoma Brian in there with me. Oh, there he is, buddy. You guys been at the games, huh?
Yeah. Long weekend. I'm exhausted, ready to go back to work.
Boy, I was flying solo Friday, and I was so worried about coming out of it like Amelia Earhart, but I got through it.
How was it? How was the Friday show?
The Friday show? Well, it was all about, just a gambling tutorial, do's and don'ts, and certain things on games. But, buddy, I got to talk to you about what's up with. We got a new contestant in Sneakergate, huh?
Yeah. Up to this point, it's only been Adidas, and it looks like Nike's getting ready to enter the stage. This Michael Avenatti scandal is going to be somewhat explosive, and it looks like he claims to have had the goods on Nike and their role in paying prominent high school players to steer them to various college programs, and was trying to use that for a payment in exchange for his silence. And man, talk about a guy who had pretty high potential 3-4 months ago. He's being mentioned as a presidential candidate, and could be doing some serious time.
Boy, isn't it scary now when you had Adidas, now Nike, then the parents paying for the tuition, LSU, student loan programs. Brian, when they say money, they always misquote it. Money is the root to all evil. It's the love of money that's the root to all evil. But with those 5 or 6 things I just mentioned, how corrupt are our universities or the entrances to them getting, at this point?
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to say that they're corrupt across the board, but there are certainly some bad actors in there. And, I think that these things have been going on for a long time. We're just getting better at kind of shining the light on some of the things that unfortunately go on. Let me ask you a question. Is there a big difference between bribing a university directly, giving, say, $1 million to put your name on the side of a building or more potentially to get your children in, or, sending a bank wire for a couple $100,000 to the rowing coach?
Gosh,
it's worse. I'm not saying it clearly one is outside of the legal channels, but I'm just saying that they're both somewhat questionable practices.
If I had to judge it, like a class felony, I would think, believe it or not, even though one's legal, like you said, or one you can't get in trouble for, and the other one you could do time for, I think bribing the university, because it's the same. I mean, if your child didn't deserve to get in, and there's so many seats available, to actually allow or feel okay about your child getting in and costing another child a scholarship or an education, I think that's twice as bad.
Pretty bad.
It is.
Yeah. So,
gosh, I mean, now speaking of universities, Brian, what I was just mentioning in the first thing, all these favorites won, and still no perfect brackets, right?
Isn't that insane? Yeah, every 1 seed, every 2 seed, every 3 seed made it through, and then most of the 4 seeds. And then really the only non-top 4 seeds, I believe, are Auburn at the 5 seed, which won their conference tournament and was kind of a team with a little bit of buzz, so to speak, and Oregon, who did this. It was a 12 seed, but still was kind of a dark horse that a lot of people were whispering about. And that's it. So if you can't nail a perfect bracket in this year, you're never going to do it. And I guess it's kind of really, it identifies how absurd the math is and actually trying to pull off a perfect bracket. There's only one, I believe this is the case. I was reading this late last night. There's only one perfect bracket still intact between all of the major websites.
One, wow. Now, when you just mentioned the 1, 2, and 3 seeds all get through, that is the equivalent of hitting a 20. Now, I know they were big chalky, but that's the equivalent of hitting a 24-team money line parlay. You know that? Because eight ones had to win, 8 twos, and 8 threes. What do you think you could get for? I mean, I know, gosh, it's a 24-team money line parlay. Some of them weren't that absurd, minus 2 something. Boy, that had to be a ton.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would love to
do the math on
to
that.
know. I wonder, have you heard much about the about how books did this weekend? I would guess it probably wasn't the greatest week for books with all of the chalk cashing. Yeah.
No, not yet. I don't have any reports yet. I know Thursday and Friday they were chirping a little bit. A lot of dogs, they didn't win outright, but they barked. They covered with the spreads. I gotta think. You think LSU? Maryland getting 2.5, 3. You think that helped the books against LSU?
Well, let's see. The game. Where did the game open? I think it closed at 3.5. Where did it open? And who do you think got more action?
The game opened 2.5. 2.5 went to 3. Yeah, so that had to help them, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Really did.
But in general, I think this was probably a non-stellar week for books with this many favorites advancing. It can't have been a good thing. There's no way.
Yep, and see I watched the Duke game against Central Florida yesterday, and to me, how they escaped out of there with a win is beyond down by 3, and their big guy, Zion goes up to the rim, gets fouled, makes it, misses the free throw. They get the lucky rebound tip in, and then not just that. If you notice, Central Florida went right down the court and missed 2 shots, the last one being a roll arounder that just spun out. How Duke is still alive is unbelievable. But remember, I picked Duke to win it all, and I believe that they should be out. But I think it's like one of those things is, Brian, when you get the giant in a headlock or you get the monster in a cage, you didn't put him away. I believe Duke wakes up and now rolls.
You think somebody at CBS has a button they can push, in a critical situation like that to maybe make the ball come off the rim?
No.
You know,
I know, but you know what? Who knows? They got so many conspiracies on Netflix on the dumbest things in the world, especially the guys that what are the two dumbest to me is we didn't land on the moon and the Holocaust didn't happen. Maybe they're going to come up with one that they have an electrical surge thing at the rim. Who knows? The people are really retarded. But when we come back, gosh, there's something I really wanted to talk to you. Did you watch the whole thing yesterday on 60 Minutes on the gambling?
I didn't see any of it because I was at the games. I was at the basketball games last night. But
you know, Chopper sent us a link. I was watching it, and then he sent us all a link. It was very, very, very interesting. I got Andrew's got his hand up. That I mean, you know, he puts up a 1 or a 2. You know, like when the coaches are going for 1 or 2, 1 means we got 1 minute. But what I was going to say to you is, the guys that were this, you know, the lady from 60 Minutes was interviewing them and asking the experts on gambling, some offshore guys, some legal guys. You know what? They really did their homework. They didn't sound stupid, and they know exactly what's going on.
I look forward to seeing it. Yeah, I know I TiVoed it, and I believe it's on the CBS website. So I'll be sure to watch it before tomorrow.
You got it. Well, Brian, we got to take a break. When we come back, folks, I got a pick in from JoeyCasano.com. He's been pretty good, you know, just not great. But over the top. We come back, folks. We're going to share that and a lot of other stuff going on in sports. Back after this timeout.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
All right, folks, it's Fifth Street Sports. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces Network. You guys, thank you very much for all your service and the way you keep us safe and free. iHeartRadio, streaming live on Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports, and, of course, on YouTube. I'm Frank Perez, and I am joined with Oklahoma Brian. He's back. He had a 3 or 4 day hiatus, him and Rick at the games, but he's back. And, well, Brian, how was your gaming weekend?
Yeah, I guess it was all right. I think this was one of the lighter betting March Madnesses I can remember for me in quite some time. But I mean, my team advanced, so that's all I could ask for. And I was there in person to watch it, so that was kind of fun.
Very nice. Now, I haven't gotten any reports from any of the books or any of the whining online, because, when these guys have a bad weekend, like they only win 100,000, that's a horrible weekend to them. But I got to think, my gosh, some of the trap games, there was some trap dogs. It's Buffalo. Buffalo went from 4.5, 5 down to 3.5.
Yeah, I was at that game. It was a crazy game. Tech got off to a 10-2 lead to start the game, and then Buffalo went on a huge run, took the lead at 25-24 with about 3.5 minutes to go in the first half, and then Tech went on an absolute, one of the greatest runs that you've seen in a college basketball game in years. And I want to say they scored they went on a 26-3 run over the next 10 or 12 minutes and never looked back.
And hats off to that Texas Tech team. Nobody really realized, but that's the best defensive team in the country,
Absolutely.
And to hold Buffalo to that many points. Buffalo was a monster, run and gun, put up the points team all year. Texas Tech, I believe, is going to be very dangerous because of their defense. Boy, you've seen a couple of these games. They just went, they didn't have a prayer, wire to wire. The Auburn game was the worst. I like Kansas. That one was out of control right away.
Oh, man. That was the one team that I was fading. I wish they were still around so I could keep betting against them.
Really?
But, yeah, Kansas is garbage. But that Buffalo team, you wonder, they got stuck with a really bad seed. They got sent to Tulsa with a 6 seed and ran into a buzzsaw with Texas Tech. If they get the seed they should have gotten, which, to be honest, they should be a 3 or 4 seed, 5 at the absolute worst. They get stuck with a 6, as Rick predicted last week on our show.
Yeah.
And then, if that wasn't bad enough, if they could have played in Hartford or somewhere, maybe even Columbus, Ohio, somewhere close by, that would have helped. But they shipped them all the way off to Tulsa. They probably had one of the fewest fans in the entire building, and that was a really unfair ending to what was a really great season for that Buffalo team.
Yeah, and of course, and one of the other things, another conspiracy kind of thing that cost people money is, remember how the coaching staff at LSU was having such issues? Everybody's LSU is going to be undercoached. This LSU looked pretty good to me.
Well, he's got pretty good talent. You're talking about Tony Benford, the LSU interim coach. He has been a head coach before. He was the head coach at North Texas for 4 years. So he has head coaching experience, but he had one of the funnier quotes. I don't know if you heard this, but in the last game, after the very last game of the season, when they clinched the SEC regular season championship, they asked him about coaching. He said, "Geez, you guys make it out like I've never been a head coach before. I've been a head coach before. I've just never had players like this."
I like that. I like that.
Funny because, to the cynics, you hear that and you kind of think, I've never had a payroll like this. I've never had this kind of money to spend on players.
Brian, guess who just walked in the studio on a Monday afternoon? Mr. Chip Chirimbus. Let's get him on here. He's looking he's at the break. We'll just put him in for the third segment here with us. He's looking pretty. He looks like he's gained at least a pound or two. If they're, I don't know if they're hundreds or 20s, but he's looking like he has had a heck of a weekend.
All right, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to talking with him. I hope he had a good weekend. I know he was pretty confident going into this tournament. So,
well, I know Thursday he gave out Villanova. Purdue. Oh, Purdue was his real good pick. That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, he had Purdue, but no, you gave out one. Yeah, you got the push on that one. You got the because they went down to 3.5, depending, or even 3, depending at the time. The worst you could have done was push, but you probably won. Then he loved Purdue. So did Rick. Rick texted me Purdue over the weekend. We got that one. Boy, this is the angle I've been waiting to ask you for. Okay, it's the second round of the NIT, CBI, and whatever, ABC, DEF tournaments, whatever they are, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Do you believe that in this second round, you guys were right on? There was a lot of schools that were just about good enough for the big tournament and got sent down to the NIT. And you're right, 75% of them didn't care and got beat by Norfolk State and all them. Now, do you think the ones that did survive and made it to this round now all of a sudden say, hey, you guys, let's take this seriously now?
I think it's all about motivation. So I think there's some coaches that tend to do a better job of getting their team up for a NIT tournament, which is not an easy thing to do because it really is kind of an irrelevant tournament. But, it's all about motivation and trying to kind of read between the lines and figure out who the more motivated team is. It's hard to make any absolute statements, but I got a couple NIT or smaller basketball games that I like tonight. I'll share them at the end of the show.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're at a dance. Let's say you're at a dance, a high school prom or it's college prom, and there's a real beautiful girl, really hot that you've been really interested in, and there's another one that's not so. You know what I mean? Really not that good. And your friend makes the first move, and then there's only 2 girls left, and you get stuck with the B one, with the one in B. So now, you go out, you want to be nice, but sometimes it turned out to be a decent date, and you say, you know what? I'm going to get into this. I think a lot of these teams that made it through the first 2 games that really didn't care at the beginning, I think now say, you know what? I think this might turn out to be a good date, and they actually care now.
Yeah, no, that has happened before, for sure. Especially if you have a younger roster, right? This is a chance to build on something for next year. So that can totally happen this time of year. And good point.
Speaking of that, I had a real good breakfast with my buddy Ted Weinstock, real sharp poker player and gambler, and he was taking notes. I gave him a couple of your quotes. He's probably going to call you for a quote. He's writing a book because he was really, really good friends with Stu Unger. And He has a lot of his stories, and he's been in town 40 years, and he's going to be writing his book. And he asked me for, a couple of stories or things that I've had, because they're all going to be really, real funny, interesting, smart stories. And I used a couple of your lines, so he wants to make sure that the people get credit where they're due. So later on, I'll put you in contact. But his book is kind of close.
Nice. What's the subject of the book?
It is my life as a gambler, and it's and he's been a really sharp gambler, been in town 40-something years. Even when he was in Florida, when all his kids were off to play basketball or football or whatever, he was in his room. He used to study the Greyhounds 12 to 15 hours a day and actually made a fortune.
Wow.
Yeah, and he made Stewie Younger a fortune, because back then
the
money didn't go into the pools. The Horseshoe and them booked it from the thing, and he was able to absolutely destroy them. Yeah, made a fortune.
Well, it's good to know somebody won at Greyhounds. It wasn't me. That was my gateway drug when I was about 15. I think into betting was going to the Greyhound track, sneaking out at night.
You know what? You know how when you're going out on dates or doing things, it's always that first impression. What he always told me about the Greyhounds, because I would watch him he had such value. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew how to manipulate, pool, everything, right? In the Greyhounds, it was just like the first Just like that thing I told you, make that first impression. In the Greyhounds, it was that first turn. You got to make sure. If your 2, 3, and 4 dogs like to go wide, and your 8, 7, and 6 dogs or whatever, they like to go, towards the rail, but the one likes the rail and he drew the one, he got a safe trip all the way home. Or vice versa. You just knew, you had to know which way they were going to break at the first turn. And then you always seen those collisions, right? On that first turn, you seen all the dogs would collide and then 2 or 3 would survive and go forward. It was all about the first turn.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I suspect we're going to be at a world very soon where there is no greyhound racing. I think, didn't Florida just vote to eliminate greyhound racing?
Yeah, but that's because of all these sick. Yeah, that's because of all these sick owners and these people. They could have greyhound racing. Imagine if you were a greyhound and your owner wanted and trained you for racing and speed, but then after your career, after you got done, they put you into like a beautiful home where they fed you and you got to relax by the pool with a beautiful couple of kids and a family. It wouldn't be so bad. They would actually just destroy these dogs and throw them in a garbage can like they were nothing. And if they're going to be like that, then I'm all for no more greyhound racing. Because there's nothing more loyal and lovable to an animal that was only put on this world that wants to just be loyal and good to you. But folks, when we come back, we got Chip Chirimbus, Oklahoma Brian, back after this timeout.
Let's have a chat about your debit card, the card you use for the things you buy every day. What if you could get cash back every time you bought those things? Well, now you can. Introducing Discover Cashback Debit. Just open a Discover bank account and start earning 1% cash back on up to $3,000 in debit card purchases every month, automatically. Plus, there are no monthly fees or minimum balances. Now you can get cash back on the way you like to pay. Open a Discover bank account and get the debit card with cash back. Go to discoverbank.com/debit. Limitations apply. Excludes money market accounts. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Is your job sucking the life out of you? Wake up. You can do something else. Information technology. I know what you're thinking, but I'm not a math and science person. No problem and no excuses, because it's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You can start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
All right, guys, Fifth Street Sports, we're back. It's Talk You Can Bet On segment. Guess who just jumped into the house? It's Mr. Chip Chirimbus, and we got Oklahoma Brian. Guys, we're on Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, iHeart, American Forces, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. All right, guys. Now, you know a lot of the times you see these hypes, and I'm 58-2 and everything. Here's a real documented one from Chip because he sent them to me over the weekend. Brian, how do you like his last 15 plays in the NBA? Documented because he sent them to me. I should have sent them to you guys. 3-0, 3-0, 2-0-1, 2-1, and 3-0. 13-1-1, and that's not crap. It was sent to me, and he's
Happens sometimes, you know. I mean, but it happens right in the middle of the NCAA tournament when everyone's looking for a college basketball winner. And timing is a great part of life. But the NCAA hasn't been that bad either. But the run in the NBA, it's like being unconscious. I mean, you give out Indiana last night; they win by like 40, getting points, and these teams are San Antonio just going out and crushing. So it's working right now. So think about going to chipwins.com anytime you're out there. Brian, you got anything out there tonight?
I do have a couple of picks for tonight. I want to go last, though. It's going to take me a second to pull these up.
All right.
Do you guys have something?
Hang on a second, Brian. Brian, keep on talking because my mic just went off the air. So
oh, yeah, no problem.
Hang on a second.
Any way you give us a little more audio on that?
Are we already into the pick segment? Yeah, I got a couple picks. You want me to open up the pick segment?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Okay, all right. I will start off with the team that is actually playing their best basketball of the year, and they have a hard-ass coach that is going to emphasize winning. I believe they go out and win again tonight, and that's Bob Huggins in West Virginia. They're a 10-point favorite at home against Coastal Carolina. I like them to get the job done and cover the 10.
Well, Brian, one thing about having Huggins, there's no quitting him. And that team had a horrible season. They were, beset with injuries and really didn't play all that well. And he hasn't won 2 games in the Big 12 tourney, and he comes out and in this tournament here and has won. So they haven't quit. They haven't quit on the season. They're very commendable for him in that spot, without a question.
Hey, Brian, let me get this one in before you finish, just so we don't forget him. Joey Casano came in on 605, Coastal Carolina plus 10. That's from joeycasano.com. But
opposite. Okay.
Hey, oh, really? Oh, you're going to be opposite. Here's one from Chip, Brian.
Opposite.
Brian, now here's one from Chip that we discussed when he walked in, and this one probably goes kind of like in your neighborhood. Tonight, he really likes this Utah Valley getting plus 1.5 or 2. And you know why? Because they're playing South Florida. Chip, why don't you explain that?
Well, when I saw that number, I said, who the heck is Utah Valley? And you wouldn't even know who they were other than the fact that we caught them in November live at Cox Pavilion here. Iona was also here with Hartford and Long Beach State. And I was unimpressed then. And now all of a sudden they're in the tournament and they're traveling to South Florida, and the Bulls coming from a more reputable conference. And we don't even know what the name of the conference or even their nickname is for this team. They're the Wolverines, by the way, and Utah Valley. I had to look it up, but
the Wolverines. That's correct.
Yeah, who are who are they, and why is this such a meager line? I checked on it, and South Florida's 0-6 against the number. The last 6 at home, and I really looked like a come-get-me bet, like a sucker's bet. So I took Utah Valley. I used it as my top play today. So you don't even have to go to the website. You're getting it out of me right now. So, I was not impressed, and I just can't figure out this number. Maybe it's the NIT and it's not carrying as much weight. The NCAA on a Saturday and Sunday, you can rely on the fact that they're going to bet Tennessee over Iowa and just hope that things work out. But here in NIT, who's interested? We're professionals. We do this every day. But the average player, the average bettor, I wonder, and that bothers me sometimes about these games.
Good point. I will throw out another game here. This game has moved a little bit, but I like it. It's a strong game. I've seen it in accounts of a lot of really good winning players. Now, granted, some of these guys laid 5 or 5.5, but it's like we've discussed earlier on the show. I think you can get away in the CBI, the CIT, even the NIT. in laying a little bit of a clunky number. You don't always have to get the best line value because these games typically are not close. And here's a game with a really tough travel situation. And the game is Loyola Marymount laying 6.5 at home against Brown.
Ooh, a long way from home.
It is a long way, yeah.
So it's 6.5. What did it open? 4.5, 5?
Yeah, open 4.5, right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, these games, when they don't care, they don't even show up. It's scary.
Is it the sharp money that's moving it? I mean, we saw it happen with Auburn, who opened the surprise favorite over Kansas. They were the higher seed. Kansas was the lower seed. Auburn opened the favorite, and it looked to me, apparently at the beginning, that most of the action was going to come on Kansas, and the line just kept going up. Yeah. And they won for fun. They just ran out there and ran away from them. So this is a crapshoot more than anything else out here. It's not an exact science.
Is there any public money? Is there anybody in the public betting on Brown at Loyola Marymount?
I can't see it. That's a long trip for them. I mean, when I was living in New Haven, they play Yale. I wouldn't go downtown to go see them play. I mean, why would anyone go out to St. Mary's or Loyola, wherever they are?
Right. Yeah. Scary. Brian, so wait a second, because I might have not caught the first one. You like Loyola Marymount. What was your first play?
The Couch Burners of West Virginia University.
Oh, so you're going to oppose Cassano?
I am.
Okay.
And what's the nickname for Coastal Carolina?
They're the Chanticleers, I believe.
And what is a Chanticleer?
I believe it's a bird of some sort. But
really good, Brian. I'm really proud of you. You know, you're rising in my eye level every moment. They are a kind of a feisty rooster.
Oh, I did not know that.
But aren't all roosters feisty?
You know, if the people watch this show, from everything they've learned from you guys and us, if they ever get picked on Millionaire, could you imagine if you were on the $1 Million Question and you had absolutely no lifelines left, you couldn't phone a friend, and they said, what is a Chanticleer? And you don't know if it's a couch, if it's a car, if it's a German bicycle.
It's actually a singing group. I mean, it's a style of singing anyway.
You know what I mean?
You know, Brian, with all these CBIs and these extra tournaments we get, you're finding out that South Dakota State is the Jackrabbits, and you're finding out St. Francis is the Red Flash. Otherwise, I mean, I had to Google this stuff. I would have no conscience about who they are. Lipscomb, do you know their nickname?
I got
it. Well, don't feel bad. I forgot it
myself. I don't know. I don't know Lipscomb. What are
somebody Google it and give it to us.
Lipscomb, yeah. Somebody Google the nickname of Lipscomb. Hey, and if Daniel Wages is out there, fire something at us, buddy. You've been real good. So, Brian, gosh, you're going to oppose Cassano, so we'll scratch that one. You like Loyola Marymount, chips on Utah Valley. What else you got?
Well, Longwood, actually, I know that one. They're the Lancers, and it's actually a.
Longwood is who?
They are the Lancers.
Yes, they are. And what are they going to do tonight? They're getting 15 from DePaul. Imagine, DePaul hasn't been a 15-point favorite in at least 20 years. At least 20 years.
I would take the points. Yeah, I would take the points.
You know, and the other big one has got Colorado. This is a really interesting game, Brian. I don't know if you saw it. Colorado's at home laying like 17 to Norfolk State. And the oddity here is that Norfolk State, in overtime, beats the Crimson at Alabama.
Yeah.
And now they're giving them a chance to take 17. I think their season is over. I think beating Alabama is probably their biggest NCAA basketball win ever. And I just don't see it. I don't see how they can possibly be ready to play at Colorado. That number's outrageously high.
Yeah, probably. What is Boulder? Probably about 6,000 feet.
Yeah, it's at least a mile high, and
yeah, it's higher than Denver. I know that.
I want to say the Lipscomb mascot is the bison.
The bisons?
Yeah, the bison.
Okay, there you go.
The bison. That's what the Papa Bull said to his son when he went away to college. He said, bison.
That's right. That's right. But,
sorry.
Hey, but I like that. What was I going to say, Brian? So now we got some NBA over here. I got a medium kind of schedule today. At what point, I think we're into game, 75, 76 now? 74 out of the 81.
Getting there. Yeah.
Okay, some of these games now, don't you think we have to pay attention to care or not care for the playoff seeds are already kind of in?
Yeah, I also really like in the NBA when we get into this stretch coming down the last 2-3 weeks of the season. I love when elite teams play elite teams. The games tend to go under. I can't say the opposite is true when bad teams play bad teams, but I really like the under when two good playoff teams play each other.
I got you. Hey, I spied on a really sharp account in that Longwood game. 3 accounts that I really respect, really good. All went under 156 in that game, by the way, against DePaul. Just if you want to take note of that.
Nefarious actions in Las Vegas. Who would have thunk it? You're crashing in on 3 sites now. What's going on here?
We do anything we can. He hasn't been on the show, Brian. That and I explained it to the guys on Friday. I said when Brian's looking around, we ask him a game. It's not like he's throwing something at you. At that time, he is almost like Snowden. He's actually going in and leaking into accounts. So, folks, it's really good stuff. But hey, but you know what? Speaking of NBA, I mean, here's Chip.
It's nothing sacred.
13-1 for all apparent reasons. 13-1-1 the last 50. But you don't want to give out your free NBA, right?
I can give out a selection. What do we got on the menu tonight? There were 3 plays out there. I have a particularly strong one, which is tipping off early, and I'm trying to think of the other matchup.
Let me give it to you. I know you're getting.
Go ahead. Well, we've had a lot on our plate today, and I'm already thinking about tomorrow and the NCAA Thursday. I have a Stone winner Thursday. Don't miss that one.
Whew.
And baseball opens on Thursday, too.
I know. I heard about it. The rumor.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of under the radar sport. Yeah.
On Thursday afternoon, and it's still going to be March.
Yeah.
Social Security coming Thursday, so we'll be working on that.
All right.
A lot of rainouts usually when the season starts this early.
They schedule all these games in the Northeast.
Oh, Chip, I think I know who you're on in this NBA. The opening game is Philadelphia laying 2 to Orlando.
Right. That's my top play of the day of that game.
Orlando.
I got it.
Orlando.
I got the Magic. They're going to go. And Embiid's going to disappear.
Okay, so Brian, now do you got any NBA for the folks?
Yeah, I would agree with Orlando. I like Oklahoma City a little bit in the game against Memphis. I'll pass on the Utah game, and I would slight lean towards Portland at home in the late game.
I got one sharp account came in under 224 on Portland. The guy's a pretty good winner. He's about a 60%, maybe 59% guy under Portland, 224.
They've been good to us this year, the Trailblazers. And so have the Nets, as a matter of fact. That's a great matchup. The Nets are on the back end of a 6 or 7 game road trip. And Brian, do you find these teams get tired in that situation? Do they get weary? Or do some of them catch a spark of life?
I used to say yes, but I think nowadays the travel and the comfort of traveling in the NBA is such that I really don't think extended road trips are that big a deal.
Hold that thought, Brian. We got to take a commercial break. Folks, we will be back in 3 minutes. Brian and Chip are going to finish their thoughts for the day.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
I've never met her.
All right, folks, we're back. Talk you can bet on. I hope you got all those picks. All right, Brian, you and Chip were into a discussion here when we went on break. So if you'd like to bring that back up, you remember where you left off?
Yeah, I sure do. It was just a thought on travel in the NBA, and I think that travel in the NBA is actually a pretty advanced science at this point. They do a good job of getting the guys into the next town, checked into their hotels. They can sleep in nice dark rooms, comfortable mattresses. I think that the biggest disadvantage in the NBA right now is your first home game after a road game. I think that's the worst spot. And you figure, these guys are 22-year-olds. They have lots of money. They come back home and they've got the wife or the girlfriend or the baby mama, maybe 2 of the 3, maybe 3 out of 3, I don't know, right. Waiting at the airport. And they don't necessarily get a good night's sleep that first night back. And we know that of all of the variables of rest and recovery in sport, we're now starting to agree that sleep is probably the most predictive variable of success. And these guys don't get a good night's sleep.
I agree with you 100% with what you just said, because I've been tracking and using that for years and as a consideration. And also, I'll tell you what else, it works in baseball as well. Particularly, if they play it, they're playing the very next day at home after a 6 or 8, 9 game road trip. I think it works just as well that way. And the same factor, you have to deal with family life, you have to deal with school and the kids, and your normal routine is disrupted, believe it or not, because when you're on the road, you have your itinerary, you know what you're doing, you're going to be here, you're going to be there, and you get it done. It's a lot different when you come home.
Now, Brian, let me ask you a question. Can we take this deeper, like when we did the Wong ABC? Which one hurts the most, wife, girlfriend, or baby mama? Who's got the biggest influence? I mean, we can go into another level of no sleep.
It's got to be the wife.
That's right.
It's got to be the wife,
right? Got to be the wife, no question.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we've had so many of them. Yeah,
because the girlfriend's going to let you sleep maybe some drama with the baby mama, but we come back. Let's research that. Hey, Brian, thank you. Great show. Chip, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All you folks out there, thank you very much for watching us and listening to us. Fifth Street Sports back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.